Good afternoon, folks. This is Dark Reservations 7 coming to you today with another vintage class ship review. Was not expecting to find this last week. Kind of did a little game of keeping it until kept going back every day to get it reserved till 10/1, and then I got the $100. Spend $100 and get 25 off deal on it, so I paid $111 for this vintage class N1 Starfighter from the Mandalorian. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all that stuff down below. If you haven't done so, help the channel continue to grow and subscribe to my channel. Thanks again to all who are watching, and there's no better time to go look for this stuff that's coming out brand new. They're getting into the Christmas quarter, and you got two extremely good deals to cash in if you have Target Circle. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. And there it is, fresh on the turntable, ready to be reviewed, guys. This is all the stuff that comes in it in this upset picture. You got one carded, I think it's VC 292. We'll look at that closer when we do crack it open. It's a vintage class figure. It comes with this. I think you can also get the same exact figure if you get the rescue set, if I'm not mistaken. If I am mistaken, just fix it down, or just let me know in the comments. And anyway, thanks again for watching this. We're going to get this out of the box. There's the top of the box, the Kenner logo, side of the box and some features, the other side of the box, and I wish I had that droid for that last season. And for those looking in store, here's the dpci that will help turn up the UPC for looking if you're doing a so in Target. Target's getting it in. I don't think Walmart's got it in just yet. They're a little bit slower in my area, but Target seems to be on at both sites, both Target sites in my town. So let's get this opened up, put it together, and go through the review, guys. Thanks again for watching. And while I want to be a 3-year-old ripping this thing open, I'm going to do this very carefully so that we don't make any damage to the box in case something is wrong with anything or missing. And we're just going to slightly pull or tug, and probably going to have to do this off camera. Give me just a moment. Now that we got it started, you can see this is how it comes in the box. You got the carded figure this way right here. I'm going to try to easily slide that on out there. Let you see tissue papered up, the stand's packed in there, and the like and such. So I got a little bit more footwork to do. Carded figure removed, just don't want that getting damaged just yet. And where the carded figure was, I'm going to remove this little set right here, and I'm going to pull these guys out and that guy out next. And now that final pocket of stuff, it's got the stand over there, and I'm not, oh, there's the base of the stand and probably anything else there. So let's crack it. Everything else is very carefully packed away in here, and we'll go through and grab all that stuff next. And the instructions were down in the back of the box there, so we're going to pull those out. Naturally, like all of Hasbro's product, you got the warning in 26 languages saying small parts not suitable for children under 3. Oh, now I'm a sad child. And said instructions on how to get this, that, and other things all put together. And when you do get it put together, where the final pieces go and how figures actually interact with the ship and the different configurations. So with all that said, let's get it going. Thanks again. And now I'm just showing off a top-down view. There's the other Mando N1 that I got, along with this vintage class. You can see the size difference right there. Got everything kind of laid out, double checking the stuff, going to do the instructions and get it all put together, hopefully to show this thing off and to give you my final thoughts on the set, if it's worth that $111 spent on it. But give me just a minute, let's piece this guy together. Flat stand looks really good. Going to get the other one together. With this piece, you want to do this part to go under the belly of the bird or the fuselage, and this is that little spout sticking out the back in the ball joint. That's how it needs to be configured there, guys. So then you can go to put it together. It kind of sits like so when you do it, like that. Pretty nice. Nice done. Wing 1, wing 2, all tidied into place. Showing off real quick that it's keyed to go in a certain way. So then you got it like this, goes in. I'll do it off camera real quick. One wing installed, second wing installed. Now for the tail, which is sitting right over there. Let's get it installed. And again, a special note, it's got a key little surface there and a little tab right here in the bottom to kind of line everything up. So there's that right there. Get it lined up, boom, clicks right into place. Getting ever so closer to getting this thing totally together. Let's get those guns on next. Man, I'm a huge sucker for these Star Wars ships. It's just hovering there. On the other side, you got these two pegs right here that's going to go in those two holes there, so I'll get that applied to the thing. Make sure to orient it this way, guys, just like this. It's got it right there, boom. One installed, let's get the other one. And we're getting this other side installed here, just real quick like, boom, it's in. So then you got both wings done. And back on the turntable. This next piece goes in the front right here, I do believe. Let's get it on there. Again, a particular note right here, guys. I'm going to use this little piece right here to show you that this, and this is the holes it's got to line up with. These three pieces right here, boom, 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 boom. Those three right there. So there's that. Let's get it together. And there it is, guys. And a particular note, this picture here on the box where Mando has got the piece, that little hole is not there. It's just those three pieces that tab in right there with that. And another thing that drives me crazy is this asymmetry thing. This has got a little notch right here, as you can see, and it goes over this right here. But I don't see the other engine cover on that, so maybe that's the way it was in the show, guys. You can comment down below in the comments there, but that kind of drives me crazy. Next up, we got Grogu. That is got his little steering wheel or gear shifter ball. Force if he needs to use it, not to be too forceful. And then he goes in this little peg hole here with the bottom there with his foot. So you can sit him in here, just like so. And he's ready to be put into the back of the ship there. Just like that. Boom. That looks so good, guys. Tickled to have this. And even Grogu has this key notch slot system, so it's failure to launch kind of thing. Boom. Looking so uber sweet. Now comes the hardest part. Do I open that carded figure or I leave it in there? Am I satisfied with this? I'm going to hold off right here. Showing off this Mandalorian flight stand again. You can have it different flight poses, or you can have it hovering in your place of where you display it at. So there's a starboard side of the N1 there, and we're going to zoom down here on this a little bit more here to kind of bring it back in. There it is, the N1. And then you got the aft, and what a nice aft that is. There's some asymmetry going on with this all around the same, but let's get that on back out here. And yep, there we go. Let me get this on down. So then you got the rear profile aft view. You got the port side of the ship, and it has the asymmetry thing with the covers there. And I want to look through the box and stuff, make sure it didn't rattle loose out of the tissue paper, because the tissue paper is loosely open, and I wish that they would do that better with every release or whatever. And I'm not seeing it in the instructions either when it comes to that stuff either. Like blah, blah, blah. Oh, I know where this goes now. Da, 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 da. Ha, ha, ha. One more piece of assembly. I must disassemble to reassemble it the right way. As it simply just goes in this little slot right here, guys. Boom, there it is. And then you reassemble accordingly. And you have storage of said thing, and you can see the detail right here inside of the ship there. Boom, it's just right there inside of there. Again, we got that nice aft view. We got that getting in the way. We've got port side with it assembled, and that there. And you can interchange, if you have the droid factory, the droid that was from the last season, I can't remember its name. The droid that goes right here, if you have the droid factory top part to it. I wish it had the full droid, or the ability to put the full droid in there if you got the finished class version of him, but that's yet to be seen. And anyway, I've seen people put that together. It looks really nice. I'm going to set it off to the side here and then do a comparison as to why I think this is a bit much for $100. Should be $50 at the most, but with inflation and all that stuff, and HasLab's running high like $400 or $500 like they did with the Ghost and the Razor Crest, I think this smaller series is the way to go forward here, as this is nicely painted, intricately detailed, and while it doesn't have all the features this has got, you still got Grogu in the top and retractable landing gear. Wished it had the flight stand. There's pluses and minuses, but this silver paint job is the thing I want to point out right here on this. The paint job, I thought for this thing would be like this, even though it's two different companies and what have you. there's something to be said about the paint job and the paint work and that kind of thing. So that's my one big gripe about this thing. You got the painted nice silver here on the front, but then you got the marbly gray right here and along the fuselage. And on the underside of the fuselage, you have that marbly stuff again there. And that's just a big deterrent from what you see on the box, which looks like this. It's a nice silver sheen, kind of like the little Jazzwares M1 Starfighter there. And had that been like that, that'd be a no-brainer. Then I'd say go ahead and spend 140 bucks. Or if you got the Target Circle, you can get it for 111. So there's all that, guys. All the same, I still love Star Wars ships. I've especially loved the N1 Starfighter, and whenever they pulled that thing out to get it built back up to what you see there, I really do love this too. Now, I'm going to take a look at that, at least on the card with Din Djarin, and because I'm just not 100% sold on this. Even at 111, it's a lot of money, and budget's been tight. And you know, when you're a YouTuber starting off, I've been doing it for 3 years, but I'm not as proficient as some of the mediocre guys that I watch, and then the other pros that's been doing it for the last decade and longer. I'm not them yet, but I don't got that clout. There's Din Djarin, and he's got the Beskar staff there. He's got the vibro knife there. He's got the dark saber, the pistol, and a cloth cape, and the Phoenix armor on his back. It looks really, really good. And you know what, guys? You only live once, but it's got none of that card punched out of that yet. That's just, ugh. And he's right there. The only way you get him is with the M1 Starfighter, or I think you might get the same one with that rescue set there. So I probably should do that review before I get this actually cracked open. So I'm going to hold off on opening him today and give you my final thoughts. Thanks again for watching, guys. For final thoughts, you can open it up this way and put them down in here, and you got storage here in the back of this to where you can store the Beskar staff and the dark saber and all the other gear here in that. I believe his Phoenix armor fits right here in this slot, but then it just lowers back down, clicks into place, and then you still got this play feature where you can just slide it forward like he's climbing in and out of the ship there. So that's really, really cool. Now we're going to get into some final thoughts, because you've probably seen this already a bunch more times, but hopefully even with me being 12 minutes, I've done it quicker. Final thoughts, guys. Some final thoughts on this set. I'd say if you're a Star Wars fan, vintage collection collector, you like this stuff like this, then I say go for it and get it. I am seriously on the fence today, and I may end up waiting a little bit and then go ahead and open it saying you only live once, but I don't want to ruin that if I do decide to sell it back out or put it back out there. I don't want to destroy it. I could take everything easily apart, rebox it, and take it back to the store, and somebody else can have it. A great collection piece item, and daggone, I'm just really torn because I don't want to give it up. I really do like the swooshability and the ability to display this however you see fit for your collection, guys. I am really, really on the fence. I got a couple of days more to decide on a couple of things. I really want to get the Ultra Magnus from CMD store, but I got to take this back to do that, and I've got the Ghost as well this Wednesday knocked out and lined up. It's been not an easy feat to get the hold of that $500 Ghost, and that's where I think the HasLabs and this stuff being marked up out of place is definitely not my bag of candy and stuff, and that's why I've opted to go with this other option here, because this looks just as highly detailed, but you still don't mess with my dad or my son. I really do love the N1 Starfighter both ways, however you decide to do it. If you do the Jazzwares route, you're going to go with an option that is more budget friendly, highly detailed, highly collectible. But with this, you can only get like a certain amount of space. Unless you got like a mansion, you can only get so much of the vintage class stuff, as it takes up so much more space. I couldn't imagine having the HasLab Razor Crest, but glad they didn't make this a HasLab. But this is really, really awesome all the same. Thanks again for watching my channel, guys. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, all the stuff down below. Thank you again to all those that tuned in and watched. That's going to do it for my N1 Mandalorian Starfighter review there. I really do want to open that, but like I said, I don't want to ruin that for somebody else, and I'm still weighing out my options. How many of you guys have to do stuff like that still too? All right, come up on the 15-minute mark. Thank you again for your 15 minutes of your time, and I hope that helps you guys decide whether this is the route to go or go the Jazzwares route. Thanks again for watching, guys, and may the force be with you guys always.